It's time for these legends to battle once again. Yo, what's up everyone? Treyman1 here. Welcome back to another Pokemon Journeys anime prediction video. As we know guys, Pokemon Journeys is the series to bring back many old companions, rivals, Pokemon, all of the sort. And I want to discuss something. Ash and Paul. As we know, those two had an epic battle in Diamond and Pearl. With Cynthia mentioning, these two will battle again someday in the Champions League. And while the World Championship, hasn't been referred to as the Champions League, we can kind of refer to it as the same thing, because this is literally championship with all champions and trainers, Leon, Lance, Rayhan. So this is kind of the Champions League. That's why I want to go ahead and discuss my predictions of how Ash versus Paul will go down in Pokemon Journeys, because I do think Paul will return this series. For starters, let's discuss the rivalry between Ash and Paul. As we know, both Ash and Paul took on the Sinnoh League together, but the difference with Paul versus Ash's other rivals is that Paul actually went through the same regions as Ash. Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn took on the same amount of leagues. And the whole rivalry was Ash was one way of, bonding with his Pokemon to get stronger, while Paul always thought, to find the strongest and just build it. Like if you're too weak or pathetic, you're not needed. He released his Pokemon. Throughout this series, we get to see conflict between Ash and Paul, where Ash would lose multiple times to Paul, as, he can't really say Paul's way is wrong because Paul went through 3 leagues already doing this method. And that's why their rivalry was so hard on both Ash's and Paul's characters. They both pushed each other to the limit, to the end, when they actually fought in the Sinnoh League, Infernape versus Electivire, and Ash finally came out on top, proving Paul wrong in the end, and actually changing his ways. And yes, I know many of you probably wouldn't want to see Paul return in this series and battle Ash, considering how Journeys has kind of handled some of their returning characters, like Karina, for example, doing her dirty with the loss. But I do believe that when Karina comes back, she will get a win over Ash and actually get a better character development. I do think that Journeys could handle another Ash versus Paul well. Not where it's just a World Championship battle, but hear me out. See, Ash, after the Sinnoh League, went through Unova, Kalos, and Alola, and that's where he won his championship. I kind of have a theory that if Ash was to battle Paul in Journeys, it would be for a champion title defense in the Alola region, where when Ash went to Unova, Paul went to Kalos. When Ash went to Kalos, Paul went to Unova. When Ash went to Alola, Paul went to Galar. And while Ash is traveling the world and kind of going through Galar now, Paul went to the Alola region and took on the trial challenge, getting ready for the next Alola League. Just imagine Ash gets called back for the title defense and he sees Paul fighting for his title. This would make the battle so much more intense, as it's not just a World Championship battle where, if Ash wins, his rank goes up, or his rank just goes down, and he just has to build it back up. But this is a battle for his title, which means a lot is at stakes. I think this will be a perfect battle to be held in Pokemon Journeys. And yes, I know there's, stuff like, would Infernape be used? Honestly, I'd rather this battle focus on their newer Pokemon. Well, for Ash's case, I would like to see him use a mix of his Alola team and his Journeys team, where obviously Pokemon like Lucario, Sirfetch'd, Dragonite may be on the team, but Pokemon like Incineroar and Lycanroc as well join, because we need to see Incineroar battle. This is the region that Incineroar, this is his champion region. He beat Kaku's Incineroar, so he is the strongest in Alola right now. So Incineroar definitely needs to be used. Maybe for Paul's team, I can see him using the Pokemon that he didn't use against Ash and some new Pokemon he caught along the way. Like Torterra definitely needs its spotlight against Ash. Honestly, I think this would be the best way to handle the Ash versus Paul. It would probably be a 6v6 fight once again, but the stakes would be extremely high, as Paul has learned now. He's learned through Ash's ways. We would see him battling kind of in the same eye as Ash. I would love to see him counter maybe multiple of Ash's strategies. Ash kind of get worried, but he pulls through in the end and still wins, come out on top. I think this will be an amazing fight for these two characters, especially, with all of Ash's friends from Alola watching, seeing a character that actually helped Ash's character grow through all of his journey, have to fight it out one more time for his title defense. Now, I will admit though, my bro Hero Blitz believes that, Kiawe would be the most likely for the first title defense, and to be honest, I do agree with that as well. Ash and Kiawe do need a full battle. At least give them a 3v3. Incineroar, Lycanroc, and Pikachu versus Kiawe's 3. I do believe that Kiawe is likely to be the title defense. But if not, if they do want to try and change it up a bit, let it be Paul, because it's just so perfect. And yes, I know Incineroar isn't Infernape, but I feel like if Incineroar does take Infernape's spot in this battle, maybe have Infernape watching the battle, just seeing, you know, how Ash just came along the way, showing that Incineroar is just as good as both Infernape and Charizard, two of Ash's most powerful fire type starter Pokemon. Like, we need Incineroar to get the justice that it deserves. We already see that Torracat's powerful, beating its evolved form, but we need to see Incineroar's strength. We know it has Blaze as well, so I think Incineroar does have a lot of potential to pull off an amazing final fight with Paul. Now, yes, I know I mentioned multiple times that this battle will be for, you know, the Alola League Championship, but why not tie in the World Championship as well? Like, imagine if this battle is the battle that decides if Ash makes it to the Masters 8 tournament or not, where it's an Alola League title defense, but there's also the championship online. Like, they do a 2-in-1. We see that, you know, they can do stuff like that, as we saw in the Kreen episode. When they went back to the Kalos region, it was a tournament, but World Championship trainers were also ranking up throughout this tournament. So that's a really interesting and cool idea, and it would just make a great battle for these two. Paul obviously is one of Ash's greatest rivals of all time, and if they're going to do a battle with him again, they're going to have to go all out in this final fight between these two, and I wouldn't want it to go any other way. Obviously, Ash will win this fight, though. Yeah, you know, obviously Paul's been getting stronger too, but I feel like for this type of fight, we don't need another moment where Ash loses to Paul and then start a whole new rivalry. I think this should just be a finale fight for both of these two trainers. For this final fight, I'll have Paul bring Ursaring and Torterra. He needs a starter for this final fight. And also, you know, to represent Sinnoh. But I will give him a Pokemon from each of the new regions that he went to. Gothitelle, Dragregel, Como-O, and Obstagoon. All really interesting Pokemon that would be a great addition to his team to kind of show off his journeys through the other regions. But at the end of the day, at least we know Gary is for a fact confirmed to be coming back as Ash's rival for now. So I feel like Gary will be the one to kind of help build Ash through the World Championship to lead up to this final fight with Paul, where, you know, his first rival comes back, helps him grow as a trainer to reach his best rival right before reaching the Masters 8 or not. But yeah, everyone, in the comment section down below, please let me know what y'all thought of this little theory. Obviously, Cynthia has to be here for this. Diamond and Pearl remakes are coming out along with Pokemon Legends, so I expect a lot more Sinnoh representation later on this year in Journeys and next year. And I think that Ash and Paul having a rematch in the Alola region will be the perfect way to do it. Thank you all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And in the comment section down below, let me know how you would like to see the battle go. What Pokemon would you like to see Ash and Paul use? I'd love to hear. Thank you all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. TreyMan1, peace out.